Hello and welcome to the video of Map Your Success program where you are going to set your career goal. Not just a career goal, but your linchpin goal. A linchpin is an element which connects everything and makes the greatest impact in the entire system. The term linchpin was used mainly by Seth Godin, explaining how there are some people in organizations, in businesses, and in society which are very impactful. You can replace everyone, but you cannot replace the linchpin because he or she is so impactful that if you replace him, the whole system is going to fall apart. Now, one of your bonus assignments are related to exploring the concept of linchpin in career, business, and personal branding. But here we're going to set your linchpin career goal, that one goal that will change everything. And by the way, the idea of a linchpin is greatly used in Hollywood. In the series Castle, there was one series when there was a linchpin person. So if you somehow kidnap this person, World War III will break out. So the linchpin again is the idea of something that is so impactful that it can literally change the course of history. This is why it's used in many fictional movies and series. Why am I saying this? Because you need to understand that we're not just setting any goal. First of all, this is a career goal. So if you're thinking of setting a personal goal, a health goal, or a relationship goal, I am sad, but this program won't help you. However, I'm more happy than sad because if you are going to set a career goal and you want to catapult your career at the beginning of your career journey, then this is what you need to do. You need to set a linchpin career goal. Now, before we move into how you're going to set your goal and I will walk you through the steps, I have something very important to share with you. Actually, in preparing for this video, I thought that this could be the secret of goals, the secret of goal setting, the secret of goal achieving, and probably the secret to success too. The real purpose of a goal is not to achieve it. And now this might be shocking to some of you and others might have heard that idea elsewhere. It sounds counterintuitive and it also sounds paradoxical, but it is not. The purpose of a goal is to channel your energy, your mental, emotional, and physical energy towards a purpose, an ideal, or a value that is important to you. But why am I saying that achieving the goal it's not the goal of the goal? Like, what is this? It makes no sense. It actually does. Life it's more complicated than just setting a goal, following a system and achieving it. And everyone who is above 30 knows that. You have children, you have business or career and a lot of things to juggle. And not always is so easy to achieve your goal. But there is another element to this. When your mind is placed in the result, in the end result of your goal, usually you lose focus on what truly matters, and this is your input. Your input and your efforts towards the goal, calibrating them, being smart, and adjusting your step is far more important than achieving the goal. Let me give you some examples to make this even clearer. So let's say that you want to be a pilot. To be a pilot, you need quite substantial amount of money to pay for your training. So your goal is to gather that money to pay for your training. And you might think that you will achieve this goal in 1 year by saving. However, in the course of the year, you may find out that saving won't really work for you because you have bills to pay, you have a lot of expenses. And throughout the year, you might be very lucky and get into a startup which works on drones. And it's again related somehow to air travel and it's very exciting. So you might find out that yes, you wanted to be a pilot, but you found something that taps into your passion, into your skill set, pays a lot of money, and it's a job you dreamed of. So, does that mean that changing your career goal is a bad thing? No, it's not, because ultimately you realized your calling, and your calling is the intersection of your passion, talents, values, and dreams. And you also got closer to your ideal life and ideal you. Let me give you another example. Your goal might be to become an AI engineer, someone who creates different AI instruments, trains AI, and so on. So in order to realize that goal, obviously you need to go through intensive training. And as you embark on the training, you might find out that this is something that you're truly not interested about, that you're mostly interested not so much on the technical part of the AI, but on the learning part. And then you might want to become a prompt engineering expert or a large language models expert. Now, if this means nothing to you, what I'm saying is that a lot of times life offers us something that's even better than the goal that we originally set. And a lot of times, as we progress towards that goal, we might achieve career and life success which is meaningful. Let me give you, though, another example. Your goal might be, and by the way, this is my example. My goal was to have 100 clients per month, individual clients of my programs. And I struggled with that goal year after year. And let's be honest, 100 clients is a lot, but it's not so much, especially if your product is not super expensive and you do a lot of webinars. But it was somehow not working for me. So I was doing everything that every coach out there was suggesting, and still it was not working out. So for certain time, I just let go of the result. I let go of thinking of the outcome, and I put more effort into improving my marketing because I was improving only my product. And something very interesting happened. I started getting a lot of clients who were managers, human resource managers, top level and mid level managers. In working with them, I made more money than if I were selling 100 individual programs. Not only this, but in one program for top managers, I worked with 10 people, but each one had at least 100 beneath them. So I have actually impacted quite a lot of people. Here is what I'm saying. There are two parts of your goal. The essence of your goal, and this is ideally your vision of your ideal life and ideal career. So this is the essence. And then you have the package or how you're going to get to that goal. So my essence was to impact a lot of people and have certain amount of money in my bank account at the end of the month. And I thought that I can do this through individual clients. However, I superseded both of my goals, not with individual, but with corporate clients. So see what I'm saying? I'm saying that sometimes achieving your goal might not be the best thing for you and you can exceed it. However, here is the paradox. If you don't have a goal, you will never achieve that bigger success, that bigger step towards your dream. And I know this is a paradox, but it's actually true. You need to set a goal and you need to start working on it, focusing on what you can control, focusing on your circle of control. And what you can control are your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. So, first, yes, you need a goal. Second, you need to focus more on your input than what you're getting. And the best thing that's out there for you will reveal itself. I know this might sound esoteric, but you will see that a lot of businessmen, including Leila Hormozi and Alex Hormozi, and even Diane Graziosi at certain point, share the same idea. Focus on your inputs and the outputs will come automatically. Or set a goal and start working towards it, but on the way, focus mainly on what you can improve and what you can impact. And I will add something else. Throughout all of your steps towards achieving your goal, you need to focus on your input, but you also need to focus on the way you feel. Because there is a scientific research called the U theory, which says that the emotional and psychological state that you're in when you make a decision impacts the quality of that decision. So let's wrap up and make this simple. You need to set a linchpin goal, a goal that at the beginning of your career journey is going to impact your career greatly. Number one, you need to set a linchpin goal. Number two, the purpose of the goal is not to achieve it. The purpose of the goal is to reach such a level of mastery of yourself and of your craft that you become a total success. Maybe not exactly in the way that you have framed your goal, but you will definitely be successful. So, number two, the purpose of your goal is personal and professional improvement. And number three, what you need to focus on is your actions, the way you feel, and becoming the best version of yourself in achieving the goal. Now, I see that I've spoken for about 10 minutes and I have still not walked you through the steps of how to set your goal. So let's see what are the 3 steps you need to follow in order to set your goal. All right, so step number 1. Your goal needs to be aligned with the vision of your ideal career and your ideal you. Let me explain you why this is very important. Remember that I told you that you might not achieve your goal, but you might achieve a great success towards your dream. Well, that's the whole point. If your goal is supposed to take you to the dream, to the ideal career, then even if you don't achieve it, you're still going to place efforts which will lead to the realization of your dream. And I know this might sound a bit complex and not make much sense right now, but I'm asking you to just trust me and to contemplate the idea. When your goal is aligned with your dream and you put efforts towards your goal, you might realize your dream faster or in a different way, but you still will get to your dream. So, number one, your goal needs to be aligned with the essence, the value, what truly matters to you, and this should be reflected in your ideal career and in your ideal me. Number two, as I mentioned, we are going to set a career goal, not a personal relationship or health goal, but a career goal. This means that your goal needs to have some sort of career direction. And in order to have a career direction, this means that you need to set your goal within the framework of either my element assessment, choose a zone, a cluster of professions that you're going to become a master of. So just you might also want to watch the video about career assessments and goal setting, but set your goal within the context of my element assessment, or set your goal within the context of catapult assessment, where you're going to aim towards a very, very specific profession. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just go again to the video of goal setting and career assessment. And number three, the goal should feel good to you. If for some reason your goal doesn't feel good to you and you have certain doubts whether you're going to achieve it, there are 2 ways you can address this. Number one, address your doubt and overcome it. And you can do that in level 3 in our limiting beliefs and how to overcome them section. Or you can just set a goal that feels really good to you, that will again take you to your ideal career, but it feels good. I know this was an intense video and I shared a lot of information, so let's wrap up again. You're going to set a linchpin goal, which is impactful, and it's meant to impact your career so that early on you achieve success. Number two, the purpose of your goal is not to achieve it, but to create that version of yourself that becomes a machine for success, because you're going to improve your mental and emotional state and your actions. Number three, there are 3 steps that you need to take in order to set your goal. Number one, your goal must be aligned with your dream so that you achieve your dream. Number two, you need to set your goal within the context of either My Element assessment for a broader career path or Catapult assessment for a specific profession. And number three, your goal should feel good to you. So, how do you formulate your goal? You have a very specific formula in your workbook with some examples, but let me give it to you here as well. So, this is how it works. From period of time to period of time, I become, achieve, improve, get. Let me give you some examples. From now until the end of March, I will get level B1 in English in order to start a job at the US Embassy and become a diplomat, which is my dream. From now until the end of July, I am going to become a digital marketer by improving my skills in copywriting and Instagram campaigns and creating at least one successful Instagram campaign. And this is related to my dream of becoming a digital nomad. From now until the end of September, I'm going to enroll in AI modeling and prompt engineering course, which will allow me entry job level to work in big AI startups. And this is related to my dream of working in a startup in a dynamic environment and eventually at certain point creating my own startup. From now until the end of December, I am going to write one page every day and become the best copywriter for beauty and cosmetics in my region. And thus, I will become a digital nomad and deal with beauty, which are both my dreams and interests. From now on until the end of November, I'm going to start working as a volunteer in Greenpeace or similar organization and gain enough experience to ultimately become an actor in green industry and become someone who is a manager and very well paid in green industries. From now until the end of October, I am going to create 3 visual brand identities for 3 brands related to education, and thus I'm going to become the best designer in my region. So see, all of those career goals have 3 things in common. Number 1, they are time bound. Number 2, they are related to achieving certain career level. And number 3, they are linked to a bigger dream. So I hope this was helpful. Let me remind you that at the end of your workbook, you have a goal setting guide and you also have an AI instrument. And let me again remind you that the reason why we're paying so much attention to this topic is because probably the most difficult art and the most important life skill is to learn to design your life and to map your success. And it all starts with setting the right goal. I hope this was useful for you. You're going to get quite a lot of bonus assignments along with this video because I believe there is a lot on the topic to explore. It's all about creating the best version of you ultimately. So I hope you find some of those bonus assignments helpful, and I would like to remind you that you're going to get extra points for those.